Welcome to Dem Boyz, a podcast that's saving all their timeouts for the second half. We're one Saints fan and one Cowboys fan, one fan of who dat and one fan of dat win. We're here to give weekly takes, game recaps, bad betting picks, game previews, and Seinfeld references. And I will say, if you want some bad betting picks, just follow my round robin picks because that was I will never financially recover from this type situation.
Really bad betting picks in the case.
Really bad betting picks.
Your boys last week. Our patron saint / Cowboy of the week is linebacker Justin March Lillard. So I knew him as Justin. So on Pro Football Reference it says Justin March Lillard, but I couldn't find anywhere like what the Lillard
he was
came
a big
from. Basically,
I think he was a big Dame Time fan.
Maybe that's it. So I'll be referring to him as probably just March going forward, but just for what's worth. So March Lillard was signed as an undrafted free agent by the Chiefs in 2015 out of Akron University. Which, by the way, did you see this video of Nebraska coach Matt Rule? They were playing Akron this weekend, and at halftime, the score was like 33-0. And basically, his halftime speech was, "I want you to make sure that they never schedule us again." So basically, and I think the final score was like 60-something-0. But anyway,
well, I will say Matt Rule is one of the kings of the pregame / halftime speech. He can be quite dramatic.
There you go. So anyway, March Lillard signed as an undrafted free agent by the Chiefs in 2015 from Akron. However, he missed the entire season due to a knee injury. In 2016, he did start 5 games for the Chiefs next to Longhorn legend Derek Johnson. In case you couldn't tell who wrote this intro, he would miss a portion of that season due to a broken hand. And in September of 2017, he was released by the Chiefs. He would spend the 2017 season bouncing from Miami to Seattle, appearing in 3 games without recording a stat before finally joining the Cowboys, where he appeared in 7 games and recorded 4 special teams tackles. He remained with the Cowboys for the 2018 through 2020 seasons, appearing in 44 regular season games, but then was allowed to walk in free agency. After 2020, he spent training camp with the Tennessee Titans before being released prior to that season. He would briefly join the 49ers practice squad before being let go. And then he joined the Saints practice squad, where he was called up for 1 game of action. And I teased this, I think, on our live show Sunday. That 1 game of action was in December of 2021. Everybody had COVID. Ian Book had to start at quarterback. Sean Payton, I think, told us that he was meeting offensive linemen the day of the game. And they were, so yeah, it was quite the.
Nobody misses the COVID era. Nobody misses that.
It was quite the
Ian Book game. It's known as the Ian Book game, right?
Correct. Yeah. Playing, and they had to play the Brian Flores led Miami Dolphins, who were just came off the bus blitzing, and yeah, it wasn't pretty.
I think we'll be talking about Mr. Flores some more today.
We might be, yeah. So he was called up for that 1 game. He was then released by the Saints. He joined the Raiders practice squad, saw no action. He did sign a reserve / futures contract with the Raiders, but was released in May of 2022. March Lillard did finish his career with 5 starts in 61 games, 31 solo tackles, 14 assists, and he also had 3 passes defended. I'm Paul, the Saints fan.
I'm Brendan, the Cowboys fan.
And we're your hosts. Now, Izzy, let him know what time it is.
Yeah, that's it. It's go time. Let's see you lift that.
Mr. Vanderbaum, please.
It's go time.
This one's for you, Pop. It's go time.
It's go time.
You've been married 3 times.
That's it! It's go time!
It's go time.
All right. So we made it through week 1 of the NFL season.
We survived.
We survived. Some of us did.
Yeah.
So we'll have some injury discussions to get to here in a little bit. But before that, just a few housekeeping items. You want to contact the show? Bless Dem Boyz, BLESSDEMBOYZ @gmail.com. Still on X. We're at @bless_dem_boys. Shout out to Adam from Saints Block Party Podcast. I tweeted out last night from my account. Try to get us a few more followers. He was kind enough to retweet that. He also followed us. I didn't realize he wasn't following us, and we followed him back. So do check out their podcast as well.
We also want to welcome aboard the Ross Tugger podcast.
Yeah, that's a
new
also. Shout out to, maybe we can get Ross on the show. He was actually in the Superdome calling the Saints Cardinals game this past weekend.
Oh,
and was yelling at Kellen Moore as I was about not taking timeouts right before halftime. So great minds think
you
alike.
got that in common.
We got that in common. Yeah. You can follow myself. I'm at Paul Elliott _316 PAULELLIOTT. Brandon is at Ball from Grace. We're also on Blue Sky. I sent you a clip. So Saturday, one of my new Saturday traditions is around 6:00. The Ringer Tailgate show goes live, and they kind of review the college football day, and they also talk about the games going on.
I do remember. I remember what you're talking about now.
And so there's three hosts. It's Van Lathan, who's actually from Baton Rouge originally, Tate Frazier, and also Joel Anderson, I believe is his name. And Joel was talking about being on Blue Sky and skeeting. And and
there was a bit of a pause.
Van and Tate were like, "Wait a minute, what are you doing, Blue Sky?" And so I sent that to you because I felt a little vindicated, because I remember on this show when you explained to me that's the term for what you do on Blue Sky. I was like Van and Tate, quite confused. So
yes, that's what they call it. They're skeeting over there.
Shout out to them. We're on Blue Sky. Probably could use it a little more, but we do what we can here.
We are ramping up posts on YouTube, though. That's been a bit of a boon.
Shout out to you for doing that, because that's
shout out to Riverside for like posting those shorts, so I don't have to like do any actual work. I just download it, post it.
There you go.
All I have to do is write a very what I would call a clickbaity title to try to get people.
There you
go. That's my job there.
There you go. All right. Speaking of which, you can stream us on Spotify and Apple. You can also check us out on YouTube. Hopefully you're watching us right now on YouTube. If you are, thank you. Like, share, subscribe. If you are watching us live on YouTube, hit that like button. Appreciate that. Leave any feedback, rating, and review. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell the bots. I think the bots are still with us on X, at least.
Tell your gambling friends.
Yeah, tell your gambling friends so they know what not to do.
Exactly. Fade Dem Boyz.
Fade Dem Boyz. That's the next hashtag we need to get going. All right. We will get into our bad picks, among other things football related, here momentarily, but we at Bless Dem Boyz do pride ourselves on being able to discuss other things.
But enough about fish. I can discuss other things,
All right. So, Brandon, what besides football, what else you been up to the last week or so?
So I told you about this on the live show. So my wife and I had watched the third episode of the Cowboys documentary, the one about the 49ers game in '92 to get to the Super Bowl, which, like I said, she did not understand that was not the Super Bowl. Although the Jimmy Johnson, when he talks about that game, he always says that like he thought that was like the most important game. He wasn't like worried about Buffalo that much. which, as it turns out, for those of you who know, I mean, spoiler alert, the Cowboys really didn't need to be worried about the Bills in that Super Bowl.
Right.
I finished the book. I finished reading. When I say reading, it was an audio book. Nate Silver's The Signal and the Noise, which is very nerdy about data analysis and predictions. That was good. I thought it was a good read. And then last night and today, I watched a Netflix documentary. I mentioned this to you and asked if you had heard about it, but it's called Unknown Number: The High School Catfish. So do you have any inkling about
It was unknown to me.
So there's this small.
Is this a relatively new?
It's like
within the last week.
Yeah,
or so?
yeah. So the perpetrator got out of jail in 2024, so fairly recent. So there's this small town in Michigan, and this one high school girl, I think she's 14, and she has a boyfriend, and then she and him start getting these text messages from an unknown number, and they're hey, he doesn't want to be with you anymore. He wants to break up with you. Ha ha ha. And then it goes away for a while, and then it comes back, and then it just gets nastier and nastier and nastier, and it's he doesn't want to be with you. He wants someone who will, and it gets pretty obscene in there.
So boy and girl are dating.
Mm-hmm.
Girl is getting messages from a third party claiming that her boyfriend is no longer interested in her, and he will eventually. Okay.
Yeah.
Continue.
And it gets nastier and nastier, and it's he wants to be with me, blah blah blah. And then
okay. So the third party is saying that they are going to hook up with the boyfriend.
Yes. And so
good.
And then it gets meaner and meaner, and then there's also then it starts hey, why don't you kill yourself, blah blah blah, super mean. So they get the police are investigating, the FBI gets involved, they finally they go through these suspects that they've had, they finally bust the person who's doing it, and there's I'm not going to spoil it here because it's a pretty big plot twist to where the messages are coming
for those of us who like to go in fresh.
Yeah. Yes, I don't want to ruin too much because I think explaining kind of the premise is pretty straightforward, but I think once you get into it, it was really good. It was pretty intriguing. You kind of come away feeling kind of icky, I think.
So it's the really bad version of the Manti Te'o story.
Yeah, pretty much.
The really
the mean version. Yes. So
really mean, yeah.
I would recommend it, especially if you kind of like the kind of true crime stuff. My wife and I when we were dating, we used to always watch Dateline, and so this is kind of like a Dateline story. It's about an hour and a half, 90 pages. Yeah. So I knocked it out pretty quickly, which is pretty fast for me.
My wife and I had watched the one about the girl who went missing.
Is it the Oklahoma? Oh, wait. Is it the boat one? Did you watch the boat one? I need to watch
No. I've heard about the boat one. No, this is the one. This one came out about a year ago, and it was girl goes on this cross-country trip with this guy she had gotten engaged to after they just met. They hadn't been dating that long.
Isn't this in a camper or something?
Yeah, and then they and I apologize, I can't remember her name, but she goes missing, he comes back home, the family suspects that he has something to do with it, and they're going through the whole, and then his parents are acting real shady about it, and I can't remember the name of it, but Netflix documentaries they're
pretty good.
They're pretty. I mean, those true crime documentaries are pretty good.
Yep. So I did that, and then there were two albums that I listened to this week. The first one was a new release on Friday. Chef recommends. called Clams Casino by Brian Dunn.
Clams.
Clams Casino. Chef recommends. That's from the Betrayal.
The Betrayal. Yeah,
Yes, one of my favorite episodes, and what I call one of the more underrated. What I always referred to as one of the more underrated. Of the Seinfeld episode. It's an acquired.
It's the backwards episode.
Yes,
for those
it's an acquired test.
Yeah.
You slept with the groom. That's gotta hurt. I don't care where you're from.
I think, and then the Kramer storyline is him and FDR.
Oh yeah, with the giant lollipops.
The lollipop gets bigger as
bigger
the
and bigger.
Goes,
Yes. Yes. But yeah, Clams Casino by Brian Dunn, I thought was really good. I think it got I was looking at Pitchfork and their review was like a 7.8, which is really strong for them. I really enjoyed it. I've listened to it just kind of on repeat for a while, and then went back and listened to I think an album that came out in March called Burnover by Greg Freeman. That was a good.
Okay.
Both of these are kind of indie rock sort of things, but more I don't know if I'd call them Americana, but they're kind of more in the vein of I think especially the Brian Dunn one was kind of had a Billy Joel / Bruce Springsteen sort of vibe to it.
Okay.
I'm not a huge Springsteen fan, but you can feel the sort of influence of those two artists especially in it. So I would recommend that. The chef would also like the chef. I would recommend Clams Casino.
I am interested to see the Springsteen biopic that's coming out with Jeremy Allen White as Springsteen.
We have a lot of those. I feel someone said that it's because Rami Malek won Best Actor. It's that's oh, if I do this, then I could win an Oscar for it.
And from what I've heard, I haven't seen the movie, but from what I've heard, it was not a Oscar worthy performance.
Oh, really? It got a little overblown.
Yeah. Now he's a good actor, I will say. I loved him in Mr. Robot. I didn't finish the series, but what I saw of it was he's very good. But yeah, it's folks are just Chalamet did this with Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
From what I've heard, the early kind of reviews I've heard of the Springsteen movie is Jeremy Allen White is very good, but the movie's not that good.
Okay. So. Good to know. I'll probably that'll be if I watch it, it'll be at home.
Wait for all right.
Well, that's about it for me. What'd you get up to? How's the Criterion Challenge coming?
All right, so I knocked out 2 more movies in the Criterion Challenge. 1990s, I watched a movie called Chungking Express. Speaking of music, there is a very heavy use of the song "California Dreaming" in this movie. So that song was stuck in my head for quite a while after.
Speaking of feeling icky, the mamas and the papas. That's another.
Right, yeah. So this movie, cue the Winnie the Pooh, the fancy Winnie the Pooh meme. This movie was another foreign film.
Oh, you got subtitles on.
Got subtitles on. Wong Kar. This is why Wong Kar Wai. He also did the movie In the Mood for Love.
I think that's what I think that's what the taxi driver asked me the other day when I was Wong Kar Wai. I don't know.
Okay.
I couldn't get a. That didn't go over as well.
You got the soundboard.
Where's
you got the soundboard. I mean,
hold on. There was one on here. Oh, I thought there was.
But it's the movie itself is. Should be ashamed of yourself.
Should be.
Should be. Keyword should. But yeah, so it's a very good movie. It's it's basically about these two police officers in. Correct me, I apologize if I get this wrong, but I believe they're in Hong Kong who both fall in love, and they're kind of the stories are tangentially related, but not directly related. I don't want to get too much into it, but it's um, yeah, very very good movie. I would highly recommend it. It's on HBO Max right now. And then a documentary for my documentary pick, I watched Thelonious Monk, Straight No Chaser. So, for those who don't know, Thelonious Monk was a pianist in the 1950s and 60s. The best I can describe this documentary is a review I read of it on Letterboxd, which was someone who is this well known, at least in jazz circles, probably deserved a better documentary. It wasn't that it was a bad documentary. It's just like you kind of wanted more after you watched it. It's like they did have footage of him backstage, and they did kind of get into his life a little bit. There's quite a good bit of like performance, like just performances interspersed in here.
Well, it sucks.
So what you're telling me is,
Well, it sucks.
well,
it sucks.
I'm gonna have to fix that clip. I don't think our "it sucks" clip is needs to be revised for this.
Yeah,
this,
Frank
the
Frank might have
soundboard.
had Frank might have had an opinion, I guess, if he had saw it. We'll leave it at that. So yeah, that's two more movies knocked out there. I also watched a movie called California Split, which is speaking of gambling. This is a movie from the 70s. It's by the director is Robert Altman, and I was kind of
No relation to the Altman with OpenAI, correct?
don't believe so. No. No, Robert Altman is director. The Big Picture podcast that I listened to did an episode where they went through his filmography, and so this is one of the movies they raved about. So I decided to check it out. Stars Elliot Gould, who people might remember as Ross and Monica's father on Friends, and also George Siegel, who I can't remember what he was. He was definitely in some '90s sitcoms, but I can't remember which ones off the top of my head. But you would definitely recognize him if you saw him, kind of thing. So I would highly recommend this one, especially if you like movies about degenerate gambling. I would definitely seek this one out. All of Robert Altman's films, or not all of them, but quite a few of them are on the Criterion Channel right now this month. Because this year turned 100 this year. If you were still with us, but also, and then from a TV series perspective, I think I mentioned this on the live show, but I started The Wire, or I restarted The Wire. I had seen season 1 years ago, but I never kept up with it. So I started back with season 1. I'm 5 episodes in. It's a really good show. It is a slow burn.
Is it on HBO?
It is on HBO Max. I think you can also watch it on Prime, maybe, if you have Prime. But yeah, it's definitely on HBO Max. That's how I'm watching it. So yeah, it's definitely a slow burn. It's don't go in thinking it's going to be guns a-blazing from the jump. It's definitely procedural, I would say. But some great performances in it from Dominic West and Michael K. Williams and Wendell Pierce, who's a Louisiana native. Idris Elba. This is also season one.
Idris Elba. I knew Idris Elba was in there.
Season 1 of The Wire is also, I believe, one of the first things that Michael B. Jordan was in.
Oh,
of Sinners fame. So
Creed.
It's kind of weird to see him. It's kind of weird to see him because he's like he's a kid. I mean, he's
like super young, right?
So, but yeah, definitely. I'll keep you up to date on it as I go through watching it. But yeah, I definitely would recommend it. And then a new show that's on HBO Max that I watched. The first episode dropped this past Sunday. I checked it out Monday morning. Was Task. This is it's kind of in the vein of like True Detective.
Okay.
It's Mark Ruffalo plays. Get ready for this. Mark Ruffalo plays a FBI agent who's assigned to lead a task force.
Okay.
He is a former priest who left the Catholic Church to work for the FBI.
Okay.
We don't know the full story of his full backstory yet, but that's a brief synopsis. And then juxtaposed with that is this group that they're chasing of thieves who rob drug houses.
Uh-huh.
So basically they're trying to find these guys to stop them from robbing these drug houses because they don't want a gang war to escalate.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but it's told from both of their perspectives. So it's almost like I've talked about the movie Heat before. It's almost that kind of energy where it's like you get the cop side, but you also the quote unquote bad guy side.
Right.
You know, it's like you see like both perspectives.
You see quote unquote like they might not be so bad, Paul.
True. Yeah. So like I said, it's only one episode, but so far so good. So I'll keep you posted on that.
Keep me posted on that.
No DoorDash incidents this week. I don't have any real grievances there otherwise, I don't think. Well, at least, yeah.
That's a shame.
We'll get to some football related grievances here in a minute.
We got plenty of those.
We got plenty of those, but outside of that, I guess let's move on to the non-professional football.
Yeah.
Again, I can't say it's the football players who don't get paid because that's not true anymore. All right, so college football. So any big picture things you want to discuss college football wise?
No, I watched a little bit of the UT game and was trying to keep up with it. I am getting a little bit concerned about our offensive line because there were a few times when they were getting pressure in Arch's face, and it just like there was one time back on near the goal line where he got backed up and he dropped back to pass, and there was somebody got beat off the edge, and so that was a little concerning. There's also the question of whether Arch's shoulder is hurt or if he was pooping himself. I'm sure you're aware of this.
Yeah, I saw the video, but I didn't realize that.
Well, someone
the pooping himself was an option. Like I heard that was a theory.
Someone asked Sarkisian about it and about like why he made that face, and Sark said, "Well, I don't know what your faces look like when you're pooping, and so like or when you're using the bathroom." And so like the insinuation there is like, was he using the bathroom? Maybe he let one rip while he was throwing. So who knows?
Maybe so. Yeah.
So
yeah, that's okay. That's well hopefully
Steve Sarkisian.
Hopefully everything's okay.
Hopefully
in both respects with his shoulder and his
I will
digestive
say, so I was also going to add, like, I was watching that game and like within seconds that game was like 28-0, and I was like, okay, UT's just going to like be able to name their number, and then like I think it felt like they took their foot off the gas a little bit. Like they weren't running the same sort of plays after they got that big lead, because I think they were just like,
Did Arch play the whole game?
I don't know if he played the whole game, but he played most of it, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Because I ended up turning it off after a while too, just because we had stuff going on, and so like I wasn't able to. I was check the score, but I wasn't watching anymore. So I can't say for sure how long he played, but it felt like when I was watching, I was like, it seems like they've taken their foot off the gas. Any big picture stuff from you, or do we want to go into picks yet, or you got?
Yeah, I mean the only thing I told the story on the live show Sunday about my alma mater having to surrender their game, or choosing to surrender their game after being down 66-0. I don't think I mentioned this, but the Minnesota on the scoreboard. There was a picture floating around where like they had to announce that they ran out of fireworks. So I guess they shoot fireworks off after every score.
Apparently,
and they ran out. So that happened. I remember when I was in school back in my day. We were playing Southeastern Louisiana, and this is the first year that they had a football team in a number of years. And the head coach was, I don't know if you remember Hal Mummy that coached at Kentucky.
That name sounds familiar.
Yeah, so he was coaching Southeastern Louisiana their first couple seasons when they were in the Southland, or actually they weren't even in the Southland Conference yet. They had to like spend a couple seasons as independent first, and then they joined the Southland Conference. Anyway, they came to Natchitoches to play Northwestern State, and we won that game like I want to say we scored 70 or 80 points, and I'm not exaggerating. And so the cheerleaders would do push-ups, or actually and with the mascot, they would do push-ups after every score.
It's kind of like the Oregon Duck, right?
Yeah, and it got to a point where they literally I forget, they got to a point where we scored, they got in the end zone, they did one push-up, they got up and turned around, and they pointed at the scoreboard like, nope, we ain't doing that.
That's enough of that.
That's enough of that. Yeah. So, but anyway, yeah, I didn't. I watched. I'm trying to remember if I watched. I didn't really watch much. I did kind of. Well, no, I watched the end of a couple, because there were a couple games that were like, upset alerts.
The one that I turned on for 5 minutes was the OU Michigan game late.
Okay.
Because the guy, the two people that I went to high school with that I graduated with, one, he like won the state championship game for us because he blocked the field goal in double overtime and returned it for a touchdown. And his like high school girlfriend had a kid who like is a freshman at Michigan and he's actually, I wanted to see if he got any playing time. He's actually like on the field quite a bit, which I think the defensive coordinator for Michigan is it's Wink Martindale, isn't it?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Former
and so I was like,
Giants. Yeah.
And Ravens defensive coordinator.
And Ravens. Yeah. Defensive coordinator.
Yeah. And so I was like, I wanted to see if he got any playing time. He was on the field a lot. And so I was like, well, he must be picking things up pretty well if, a former NFL coach is actually giving a true freshman a lot of playing time. So I thought that was pretty cool. Like see somebody that I kind of like.
Oh, is this the one you texted me about, or I think you maybe said on the live show? Like, yeah, someone I went to high school's kid.
Yep,
is now
playing for a Division I college team. So, but that was pretty cool.
Comes at you fast, buddy.
It does.
All right, so yeah, let's get to our picks. So last week I went 7-3 in my picks, so I'm 15-5 overall. Hey, my college picks are good. My NFL picks, not so much. You went 6-4. Looks like you're even Steven. You're 10.
I'm even Steven. I think I'm even Steven in NFL picks too.
Yeah, well, I'm definitely not that. All right, so let's get to this week's picks. So we're starting with Wisconsin traveling to Tuscaloosa to take on the Crimson Tide. And this is Alabama's laying 20.5 points. Where are you going in this one, Brandon?
Roll Tide.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to do the same. I think I'm going to roll Tide here. Both. We should say Wisconsin is 2-0. I don't know who they've beaten.
I don't know who they played either. I'm trying to zag. I feel like everyone's down on Alabama right now. I feel like they're going to try to come out and make a statement again.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's an interesting one. The University of Oklahoma, coming off their win against Michigan, traveling to Philadelphia to play at the Link against Temple University.
More like the Clink.
Fair enough. In case you forgot, Brandon is a Cowboys fan. Oklahoma is the road favorite They are laying 24.5 points against the Owls of Temple. I'm going to lay the 24.5.
I'm going to take those Owls, baby.
All right. By the way, Temple University, the alma mater of once celebrated Bill Cosby, no longer, but
Oh, Jello pudding pops.
Yep.
With the Jello.
So we were talking about this on the live show Sunday, and I said we were talking about like where's the game day game going to be, and I'm like, oh, A&M's playing at Notre Dame. That's got to be the game day game. I totally forgot that Georgia's playing at
Tennessee. Yeah, I did too.
So that'll be the game day game. It's at a 2:30. Georgia's number 6, Tennessee number 15, both undefeated. Tennessee is the home underdog. They are getting 6.5 points. I think I'm going to lay the 6.5 with the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I am
too.
You? Yep.
Okay. I mentioned Adam with the Saints Block Party podcast. He is a Texas Tech alum, I believe, as is my brother-in-law as well. But
sun's out, guns out.
The Red Raiders will be hosting the Oregon State Beavers, and they will be laying will be laying 24.5 points. I think I'm going to lay the 24.5. Oregon State is 0-2 at the moment.
I am laying the points too.
Do we know who Oregon State lost to?
I do not.
Curious. Kind of curious here. Actually, wait, hang on. You want to introduce the next game, and then I'll check this out.
We have the Trojans of USC traveling to Purdue. Trojans a 21.5 point road favorite.
In a Big Ten conference game, boys and girls.
Oh, yes. Classic Big Ten matchup. Trojans, Boilermakers. Trojans are road favorites. They're laying 21.5. I am going to take those points.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take those points as well. Shout out to Drew Brees. Oregon State. Okay, so
shout out to Zach Edey.
Zach. Yeah, him too. Yeah, him too. So Oregon State did lose to University of California and Fresno State. So it's not like they lost to. Northwestern State. But. And by the way, so next week is the Civil War, Oregon State, Oregon. Like September. That's feels weird, but anyway. Okay, moving on here. So here's an odd one. The Iowa State Cyclones, the 3-0 Iowa State Cyclones. By the way, there are only 2 3-0 teams in the country, Brandon. Do you know who the other one is?
Somebody who played in week 0.
Yeah. Presumably, yeah.
I do not. Why don't you just tell me who's 3-0?
How about the UNLV Running Rebels?
Oh.
Coached by Dan Mullen, of all people.
Oh yeah, I think I remember that he was there. I forgot about that.
So State 3-0. They are traveling to Jonesboro, Arkansas, to play the Arkansas State Red Wolves. I'm sure when they scheduled this game, they did not expect to be 3-0. And one of the darlings of college football. But be that as it may, Iowa State is a road favorite. They are laying 20.5 points. I think I'm going to lay the 20.5 there.
I'm going to take the points, baby.
I'm going to take the Red Wolves.
Red Wolves.
Arkansas State.
They have
shout out to Saints. Go ahead.
They have a good logo. I like the Red Wolves logo.
They do, yeah. I was going to give a shout out real quick to Saints linebacker Demario Davis, who's an Arkansas State alum.
I will also say
I'm
picking against Iowa State here because I watched the Iowa State-Iowa game. Buddy, that was rough.
That's 2.5 hours you ain't getting back, buddy.
No.
Or however much time you.
I shouldn't have raised my blinds for that game.
Yeah, should have kept them. Should have kept them down. Huh?
Should have kept those blinds closed. All right.
I'm just double checking to make sure DeMario Davis is. What's up?
We got the battle for Florida here. For Florida supremacy.
Yeah. Another one.
The South Florida Bulls, after knocking off the Florida Gators, will travel to Miami. Miami is the home favorite, laying 16.5. Paul, I'm in on the Bulls. I'm taking those points.
I'm definitely taking the points. We should mention, I believe, that this is a round robin, an unofficial round robin tournament. So South Florida played Florida. South Florida is now playing Miami, and I believe Florida plays Miami either next week or the week after.
Wow.
Yeah, shout out to the South Florida Bulls for pulling that upset against
ranked number 18 in the country
Florida Gators. Yep, absolutely. Another interstate matchup. Is that the correct term? Interstate?
Interstate. Yes, because intrastate.
Okay.
Wait, no.
So
wait. I don't know.
Is it
I'm stupid. Okay. Don't ask me.
Two teams from the same state are playing each other. That state being Ohio. We have the University of Ohio Bobcats going to the Horseshoe in Columbus against the Ohio State Buckeyes, the number 1 ranked Ohio State Buckeyes. Buckeyes laying 31.5. Yeah, if you know, write in. Let us know. Who you got here? You going to take the points with the Bobcats, or are you going to?
Buddy, there's no way in. You could not make a number big enough for me to take the Ohio Bobcats in this game.
What if they were in fact real Bobcats?
That maybe. I don't know. How much NIL money are those Bobcats getting? That's the real question. Lay the points, buddy.
That's the investigation we need. All right, and then we're going to round out here with 2 SEC matchups. We've got Arkansas traveling to Oxford to take on Ole Miss. The Rebels are laying 9.5. Both teams are 2-0. Don't know much about Arkansas's team this year, I got to admit. Ole Miss let us down last week, right? Or was that?
Yep.
Yeah, they let us down. So I think I'm going to take the 9.5.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not falling for that football. I'm not letting Lucy pull the football out from under me again.
Yeah. And then last, but certainly not least, the aforementioned Florida Gators coming off their loss at home to South Florida. Going to travel to Baton Rouge to take on the Tigers of LSU, the number 3 ranked Tigers of LSU, who are laying 6.5. That feels light. Feels like maybe they should be a little higher.
Well, after what happened to Clemson playing close to Troy, we don't really know how good we don't really know how good Clemson actually is, which means we don't actually know how good LSU actually is. I'm going to lay the points, but that is more of an indictment on Florida than it is a vote of confidence in LSU. That's where I'm going.
Agreed. I will also lay the 6.5 with the Tigers. So good luck to everyone. Hopefully you do the opposite of what we did. And
if you do the opposite
of
what
every
I
instinct
do,
you have is wrong.
If you do the opposite of what I do, you're just going to end up 500. That's the way it goes, baby. Even Steven.
There you go. All right, are we ready to get into the NFL talk here?
Time to recap the first week, get into week 2. Let's get it rolling.
First week, yeah, let's get it going here. So we'll start off Thursday night. I will let you take the majority of this one, but it was Eagles 24, Cowboys 20. Neither one of us hit on this one. Eagles were laying, what were they laying?
It ended
6.5. Yeah, they were
6.5. It ended up closing at like 8.5, I think, before on the Vegas line. I will say though. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, can I ask you? So I know I usually pick against the Cowboys just because of my jinx. But did you did you put any money on taking the points with the Cowboys, or no?
I actually
you stay away from.
I put a couple of bucks on the money line just because I thought it was like something that they could win. It got up to like plus 350 somewhere. And so I was like, I'll throw a couple of bucks on this just because I thought there was an off chance. It's a divisional games, and those week one
Right.
games, divisional games, those can be a little wonky sometimes. And I mean, they had chances to win it. So like it wasn't.
I may have mentioned this on the live show, but I think I heard somewhere where like divisional dogs in week one are like 60% against the spread or something like that. And then if
Yeah.
you're a home divisional dog, it's like even better. So, but anyway,
I will say,
what were your takeaways from the game?
Well, before we start, I will say that I went back to my spreadsheet where we did the pick every game, kind of like to set up our like full season records, and I had scored this game, and now please note that I did not revise this once the Micah trade happened. So, but I did have the game scored: Philadelphia 24, Dallas 20. So I put it right on the money there.
There you go.
So there were some good things to take out of this. Number one is that the run game and the offensive line played really well against a good Philadelphia defense. One of the things that Dak has actually had trouble with in the past is Fangio defenses, and I thought he played really well. Like if there's a couple of plays where if Jake Ferguson holds on to a ball, if CeeDee Lamb holds on to one of like three passes that he had thrown to him, like this game could have turned out really differently. You also had the Miles Sanders fumble on the 9-yard line after his big run, which kind of killed the momentum of a drive where they were in scoring position. So there were a lot of things that went wrong, but also some good things that they did. I also thought that, especially in the second half, they did a good job of containing the run game, which was like going to be the big test. Kenny Clark had a good game. Don't think that we got much out of. I think the linebacker play was a little rough, and a lot of that was due to the Kenneth Murray. I think he had some problems. Now that being said, he did miss a lot of camp because his wife just had a wife or girlfriend or something. They just had a baby.
Okay.
So he missed a lot of training camp time. So hopefully that gets better as like he gets more time in the defense. But that was rough. We had Trayvon Diggs and Deron Bland back, which was good, and they like shut down Devontae Smith, and like the Eagles passing game consisted of one long shot to Jahan Dotson, and then for the rest of that, I think Jalen Hurts' like average air yards was like 4, which was like pretty terrible. Yeah, it was bad. So the real thing that killed them from the defensive side of the ball was rush lane integrity. They let Jalen Hurts get out of the pocket way too much because people were trying to do too much in the pass rush. But the run defense looked pretty good, especially in the second half. They were able to shore some things up. They held Saquon to like 11 yards on 8 carries at one point in the like later part of the second half. So there was some good stuff there too, which was like we were worried about getting gashed on the ground against this offensive line. And the defensive line actually held their own. So I'm pretty happy with that. And so, would have been nice to come away with a win. There were some good things to take away from this in the long run, I think. Oh, also, Jalen Carter is a scumbag.
Well, so yeah, we should mention he did get fined. And the NFL made a point of saying that him being kicked out of the game and missing that game basically served as his suspension, which I don't know why you even make that. Like, why? Like,
yeah.
Okay.
Just suspend him for another game.
so that to me means if he had done it, like let's say that had happened in the fourth quarter,
he would have been suspended for another game, I would think.
Right. So, or at least for like, well, they don't do half. Like they don't. It's not college. Like they don't do half.
No.
Suspend somebody for half. But I will say, as somebody who didn't have a dog in the fight, as it were, I thought the Cowboys, of all the teams, of the 16 teams that lost, Dallas was probably looked the best out of well, there's one other team that looked really
We'll
good
get-
for
which we
for-
watched up close and personal.
which we watched up close and personal. But yeah, no, Dallas, I think had a lot of good out of that. Now I know, and we maybe talk about this when we preview their game for week 2, but I know Bland is probably missing some time
Yep.
coming up, so that's not ideal.
And I will say, like, one of the really good things was we talked in the offseason a lot about like what Schottenheimer said about his plans for the offense. They brought in Clayton Adams, and we were like, okay, they seem to be planning to modernize this offense. Let's see if they carry through with it. And from what it looked like, they carried through. There was more motion. They used a lot of orbit motion. They used more motion at the snap. And then the other thing was the run game was like very varied. Like they were able to do a lot of different things there.
Yep.
And so like that was those are like the things that like get you really excited about like what this team could be, especially on offense.
Absolutely, yeah. Like I think we mentioned on the live show, Javonte Williams looks like he's maybe not. I mean, I'll put it like this: if you run the ball like you did against Philadelphia the rest of the season, you're going to put yourself in pretty good position to win some games. So
yeah, Javonte Williams seems kind of like a Rico Dowdle replacement, where he's not going to hit a lot of home runs, but he's going to get you some like singles and doubles pretty consistently and not take a lot of negative plays. So like he gives you I think Landon, friend of the show, Landon McCool, said that he gives you a good floor to your run game so that like you're not bottoming out basically.
Yeah, and then you know but now the only thing I would say from the running back room for Dallas, I don't know if you'll agree or not, you just don't have that big hitter, right? You don't have that big play, somebody who can just
we need
Jaden Blue.
We need Jaden Blue to be that basically.
Right. You don't have a Derrick Henry or a
Chris Johnson, CJ2K,
or even like an Alvin Kamara, like a prime Alvin Kamara type back. That, yeah. All right. Well, anything else on that one?
No, I think we can move on to the Friday game in Sao Paulo.
Yeah, Brazil. This one was on YouTube or YouTube TV, I guess. Kind of, I would say one of the more surprising results of the weekend. Chargers 27, Chiefs 21. This one was brought to you by Chase Daniel. Shout out to Saints legend Chase Daniel. So I mean, the story of this game to me was Herbert and just how well. I guess Herbert.
I think there's
so Greg Roman's offense, like just how they. I mean, this team last year was so known as like run the ball, shorten the game. I mean, yeah, Herbert's going to be good, but like you're not going to ask Herbert to basically go out and win the game for you. And then it's almost like they spent a whole season setting up the run so that in this game 1, they can now, okay, we're just going to start throwing this ball around with McConkey and with Quentin Johnson. We've got Omarion Hampton that we took in the draft, and he ran pretty well, but again, wasn't asked to do a ton. But yeah, I was very impressed with the Chargers coming out of this game.
I actually saw some stats from last year where there was like, I think like early in the season last year, it was the Chargers were a run heavy team, but like as the season wore on, they started to slowly tick up that like passing usage. Like it kind of started leaning toward more pass heavy. And I think this week 1 was just really just a culmination of that trend. It's like, okay, we've got a quarterback that we trust. He's got a strong arm. He's had another full season in the offensive system. We can kind of like let him cut loose. And then the other takeaway I thought from this was that the Chiefs offense is like, you thought I know they're missing Xavier Worthy for most of this game. They're missing Rashee Rice too, right, who is suspended for the first 6 weeks. But like the Chiefs offense is a slog. Like it's difficult. The deep passing game is like non-existent, and like getting yards now just looks like Mahomes has to basically like do everything at this point. So like,
and they have Pacheco back, but he just it's almost like they weren't letting him loose as much. Maybe it's a load management thing. I don't know, but yeah, I'm not uber worried about the Chiefs. I mean, they always seem to make it work, but
one of the great quotes in
was that an actual quote? Is that actual?
Well, he tweeted it, so essentially, yeah.
But yeah, no, I think I come away more impressed by the Chargers than worried about the Chiefs. If that makes sense.
What do you think the odds are that the Chiefs do not win the division now, based on just this one game?
I tell you what, if you're gonna take odds on like the Broncos or Chargers to win the division, you probably want to do it now, because I think that hypothetically, if the Chiefs lose to the Eagles, then now if you think the Chiefs can muster it, maybe wait till after week 2, because then their odds are going to be,
yeah.
If that's your ploy, if you're kind of like, I'm going to wait and try to get them at the best price, it might be because there's no guarantee they beat the Eagles this week. So
right, they could be 0-2.
Could be 0-2. I mean, with a division loss in hand, it's not great. And then the Chargers have another division game on Monday night
against the Raiders.
So we'll talk about it later.
That'll be fun.
So yeah, and so we'll get to that in a little bit. I'll tell you something that wasn't as fun. Sunday early game. Saints hosting the Cardinals. Cardinals win 20-13. This was brought to you by Honey Badger himself, Tyrann Mathieu. I'm kind of upset with myself after we recorded last week. I thought, we should have done Mario Bates for this game. Mario Bates. But well. No big deal. If the Cardinals play the Lions this year, we can maybe use Mario Bates for that, but I don't know if that happens. But anyway. So my big takeaway from this game, and I think I talked about this on the live show. My big takeaway was kind of like you with the Cowboys. Like I don't feel probably as good about the Saints as you do about the Cowboys coming out of the week 1, but I tell you, like, I don't get the Spencer Rattler hate. Like, yeah, he wasn't spectacular. But they did not. But I don't think he's the reason they lost that game.
He wasn't real.
You know what I mean?
Wasn't spectacular.
Well, but I mean, like he worked with it. He worked within the offense. He didn't have any turnovers. I mean, he had a couple like decisions that were like, I don't know about that. But I mean, listen, Kellen Moore. Like we talked about the timeout thing with Kellen Moore. Like that's stuff that he's got to learn as a coach, or he's got to figure out as a coach. And he tried to explain it. I just think they overthought it, honestly.
Yeah.
Like the way he was explaining it, it's like
he sort of he galaxy brained.
He galaxy.
Yeah.
He galaxy branded. Yeah. Because like it's almost like I almost thought, okay, well, if you're going to use the logic you're using, then you should have just let Arizona score almost. So you can get the ball back with time and all that stuff. But I said this on the live show Sunday, and I still hold to this. If they play with that level of effort every week, I'm going to be fine. Like I'm fine with that. They did come out of it with some injuries. Fuanga, who was their first round pick last year, basically played the whole game with like a bum knee. Well, not the whole game. They took him out eventually and put in a seam. Or Alsum Richards.
Cowboy legend.
Cowboy legend. And he might end up starting this week. Fuanga did not practice today. Trevor Penning's still not practicing. He didn't play in this game. The Banks were closed, though. Your boy, Kelvin Banks, held up pretty well against Josh Sweat, former Eagle. And listen, I thought, and obviously some of the play calling was odd. Like the play that Olave got blown up on. It's like, why are we running this play deep in our own territory?
Paying tribute to Reggie Bush. That's why.
Yeah, I mean, like
honoring the legends.
And I will say from the Cardinals, if I'm a Cardinals fan, I don't know how good I feel because like you're playing a team that a lot of people think is going to be the worst team, one of the worst teams in the NFL. I want to say they outgained the Saints. Like Murray had a pretty clean day, relatively speaking, and you only beat him by 7.
I will say I think the fantasy football podcast I listen to, they're in Arizona, and so they are Cardinals fans, and they say they're like the word was that Kyler Murray was up at 4 a.m. And
yeah, I heard about this. Yeah,
both ending it. We'll just call it that.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
They said I hope that's what it was because otherwise I feel like the performance was so we hope they're hoping that's the reason it was.
That's the reason.
Yeah, exactly. Because otherwise they don't feel very good going forward. And also
so
just
actually
like to the Rattler point real quick, a couple of like the video breakdown guys that I follow on YouTube or not YouTube, on Twitter and that I've seen or that I've listened to on podcasts, they were also like, hey, Spencer Rattler like wasn't bad. Actually looked like passable.
So the NFL Stock Exchange podcast that I listened to, which is more of a draft podcast, but they reviewed this game and they were like, so Trevor Sycamore, who's the host of that show, or one of the hosts, he said, when Rattler was at Oklahoma, he was known as kind of a gunslinger. He had kind of that gunslinger mentality, and he just doesn't do that anymore. Like he doesn't take shots, which with the kind of talent the Saints have at receiver with Heed and with Olave, kind of need to have that, almost a gunslinger mentality. So I don't know if that's something that
I don't think Olave needs to
out
be.
Of him.
Olave doesn't need to be taking any more shots.
No, fair enough. And I actually misspoke. So the Saints did outgain the Cardinals by about 40 yards or so. But like as a Saints fan, I'm looking at this and say, if you'd have told me before the game, Saints are going to outgain the Cardinals. Now the Cardinals did run the ball for 146 yards, so that's that's not great from a Saints perspective. The thing really that killed the Saints was the penalties, 13 penalties, which Kellen Moore kind of spoke to in his post-game press conference. But again, had a chance to tie the game there at the end, just didn't work out. So obviously, people have gone back and forth to Jawan Johnson, like, oh, we should have. If it hits your hands, you got to catch it. It's like, yeah, but if somebody's like hitting me in the back of my spine while I'm trying to catch a football,
right?
I get it, like, but. I'm not gonna.
It wasn't like the CD catches where like in your hands and like nobody's touching you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and also like it was a great play too by I think it was a linebacker. So like Budda Baker hits him in the back, but then this linebacker or safety is actually the one that like pries the ball loose on the other end. If you go back and watch it, yeah. Listen, I'm not gonna lose sleep over it. So. It's not like a missed pass interference call cost us a game or something.
Oh, yeah.
But, all right. Moving on. You want to take this next one?
Yeah, we got Steelers 34, Jets 32, the Plexico Burris game. Both of us had Steelers minus 2.5, so we got screwed by the hook. I was really hoping for this one, if the Steelers weren't going to cover the spread, then like I needed them to just lose outright so I could further push my Steelers. This is the year the Steelers take a step back agenda.
Right.
So this one, as everyone expected, 66 total points. Aaron Rodgers throws 4 touchdowns. Justin Fields looks like a competent passer. All sorts of things going on here. The Steelers run defense might be bad. What were your takeaways from this? Because there was a lot going on. This game played out a lot differently than I
Yeah.
think pretty much everyone going in expected.
Yeah, if I told you, and by the way, going back to Saints Cardinals real quick, we both hit that one. We both
Yes,
laid
yes.
the points with the Cardinals, and we both
Correct.
hit that one. So because we got it at 3.5, right?
Yes.
Was it 3.5?
And well, yeah, and I actually
And
when I bet this game at
it-
Cardinals minus 6.5 and covered.
Yeah. So I was gonna say it bumped up. I think I saw it 5.5. Yeah, 6.5. Yeah, if I told you before this Steelers Jets game that the Jets have almost 400 yards of offense, 200 and they were still going to lose because Aaron Rodgers just had a 2021 Aaron Rodgers game, 4 touchdowns. The Steelers, to your point, the run defense not great. The run offense was not great either.
Yep.
So didn't have that on the bingo card.
I will also
For sure.
say Aaron Rodgers can still throw the ball, cannot move in the pocket. Buddy, he is a sitting duck.
No. I will say too, as a Jets, if you're a Jets fan, this kid Mimbu that they drafted in the first round, he had TJ locked up.
He's a Mel Bimbo. Yeah. He's a Mimbu.
He's a Mimbu. But no, he had TJ Watt just locked up all day. And then I think Fashanu on the other side, the left tackle they drafted last year out of Penn State. So they've got something good there with their offensive line for sure. And then if Breece Hall and Braylon Allen are running the ball like they were running it,
they had some space.
Yeah, it's going to make Fields' job a lot easier. Obviously,
he actually looked good in the passing game too. I thought might have been the best I've ever seen him throw the ball.
I mean, him and Garrett Wilson obviously go back to Ohio State, so I mean, there's that connection already there.
We should also point out the way there were some kerfuffles in this game. It was a real brouhaha.
Oh yeah. Jalen Ramsey got into it a couple times
with Garrett Wilson.
With some folks, yes. There was some name calling. I'm sure people talking about each other's mamas and whatnot. So
we should also point out the Jets cut the player that fumbled the ball on that kickoff return. Did you see this?
Oh, Xavier Gibson?
Yes. He had that fourth quarter fumble that gave the Steelers the ball back, and Aaron Glenn said, "We ain't."
If it was Xavier Gibson, he's a SFA alum.
Ooh. Well, he got the axe. Aaron Glenn said, "We are going to axe him."
You never miss. I swear, it's unbelievable.
Yep, Jets cutting Xavier Gibson after costly fumble and loss to Steelers.
So what's kind of ironic about that is in Aaron Rodgers' first game as a Jet, which only lasted 4 snaps for him, Xavier Gibson is the one who returned the punt for a touchdown to win the game in overtime.
Well, that's hilarious.
Against Buffalo, that was a Monday night. That was that Monday night game against Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm encouraged by what I see. If I'm a Jets fan, I'm encouraged. So
yeah,
shout out to our buddy Chris on this podcast, Make Me Thirsty. Hopefully, he can find some silver linings there.
If you're a Steelers fan, how do you feel?
I mean, I'm not like. You're probably happy you won the game, but yeah, you're like.
That was a little closer than it needed to be.
Because who do they play Seattle this week, and I know Seattle can run the ball. Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker, so they might want to get that figured out before this weekend.
Before they enter the Kinbone Walker.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm a Steelers fan. I don't know if I'm going to be totally reliant upon Aaron Rodgers
turning back the clock,
having a game like he had. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Probably want to be able to run the ball, stop the run, those kind of things.
Yeah.
And also, by the way, it helps that you have a kicker that your coach described as a serial killer.
Yeah, that's always good. It's kind of like
That's always
the
good.
Bill.
Shout out to Chris. Chris, kind of like what?
Well, I was gonna say, who's the guy who was kicking for Buffalo on Sunday? Matt Prater. He looked like
God.
speaking of a serial killer, looking rough.
Joe Davola. Look like crazy Joe Davola.
There's a hair on my tongue.
So, but I was going to say Chris Boswell, your AFC Special Teams Player of the Week, by the way, for his 60-yard field goal that won the game. All right, we want to move on to the other New York team.
All right,
who was playing in Washington?
Antonio Pierce.
Pierce presented this one.
Yep, Commanders 21, Giants 6. They fooled me, Jerry. They fooled me. I thought Russell Wilson.
Fooled me too, buddy.
I thought Russell Wilson would be confident, buddy. I was wrong. That offensive line is still bad. Brian Daboll is a fraud. The Giants stink. They stink. And what's worse is that they got the Commanders into 2nd and 3rd and long so many times, and then just let them off the hook. Man, it was.
I will say shout out to my boy Bill Merritt on my fantasy team.
Bill McCroskey.
Bill, yeah, that I had on. I was nervous about it. I'm gonna be honest, and then I looked because I had that game on my TV, and I looked over and it said he scored a touchdown. I was like, okay, good. I feel good about that. I also had Malik Neighbors on my fantasy team, which was not as good. So,
buddy, the passes that Russell Wilson was throwing were just like they were horrendous.
Yeah, it was bad, man. Especially in the red zone. Like they got down in the red zone a couple times, and it's like, Russ, what are you doing? Like, what are we doing?
So they had like 3 downs and got bailed out on a penalty and got a new set of downs, and then they went 1st, 2nd, 3rd and didn't get it. And someone said that Brian Daboll rage quit the possession. Just kick a field goal. And so it was rough. The offensive line, that offensive line's bad, man. Like they haven't gotten any better.
Yeah. And they've invested in it, which is what's bad. I mean, like they've spent draft capital. I mean, we all know the Evan Neal thing. Like, he's still with the Giants? Evan Neal?
That's a good question. How long? Because we talked about this on the show, but I think it's there because someone said that because there were rumors about will Jackson Dart start, and someone said that because they're waiting for their left tackle to come back, and somebody said that my guess is that they're not going to let Jackson Dart anywhere near the field until is it Andrew Whitworth is healthy.
Oh, Andrew Thomas.
Andrew Thomas. Yeah. So they're basically it's basically until he's healthy, Jackson Dart stays on the sideline.
Well, I heard someone else talking today. I forget who it was, but if you look at their schedule, they have the Saints week 5. So it's like, okay, we'll start them week 5 against the Saints, but then their schedule after the Saints game is Philadelphia, Denver, Philadelphia. So it's like, okay, so you're gonna kind of, and then so it's like, okay, so we're gonna start them against the Saints, and so here's so they got the Cowboys this week, then they host the Chiefs and the Chargers back to back. That's
good. Good luck with that.
That ain't great. Then they go to New Orleans, and then it's Philadelphia, Denver, Philadelphia.
So Evan Neal is still on the Giants, but got demoted and did not play on Sunday. So that's how bad he was. He couldn't even get on the field when the Giants' offensive line was terrible.
That is bad. That's bad. For the Commanders, anything from their end?
No, I thought So Jaden Daniels did a good job of there was a lot of scrambling to get out of some of those second and third and long plays, but then also and the Giants defense had no rush lane integrity. They had no rush lane. They had rush lanes. They had no integrity.
Right.
He had some overthrows and some of the passing was not. He was off target a lot this game, and I don't know if this is just first game back or something, but he did. I did notice that he had a few passes that it looked like they were sailing on him.
Yeah, I know he and McLaurin, because McLaurin basically didn't have a training camp because he was held out. And, their game tomorrow night intrigues me against the Packers. I think we're going to learn a little bit more about the Commanders in that game than we did in this one. Moving on. Low key, maybe the best
division.
Yeah, low key, maybe one of the better games of the weekend. Warwick Dunn, Louisiana native, presents Bucks 23, Falcons 20. Young Ho Koo, the Falcons kicker, misses a field goal at the buzzer. This is after Baker Mayfield finds Emeka Egbuka, who I got Rookie of the Year odds on. I think it was 16-1, maybe might have been
Emeka
higher than
Egbuka.
that, but
more like
Emeka Egbuka.
You're more like Young Wei Poo.
Another bullseye. We both got this one kind of by the skin of our teeth. I mean, yeah, look, if there's an Ohio State receiver in the draft, just draft him.
And I mean, these games always end up just being it was like this last year too. The Bucks Falcons game is going to be a barn burner. It's going to come down to the last possession. It's going to go to overtime. Something stupid's going to happen. And I think the Falcons won both of them last year, but the Bucks come away with the first one. So they got to feel a little better about that. I didn't get to watch any of this. How did Penix look?
So I wasn't watching this one closely, but from what I've heard, Penix looked pretty good. Your boy Bijan scored the first touchdown, I believe, of the entire Sunday.
Yep, he was.
I think he had the first score of the day. For what I've heard, Penix looked good. Going back to Tampa real quick, their offensive line had to kind of shift quite a bit. Tristan Wirfs is still out, so they ended up taking Graham Barton, who was their center, and put him at left tackle, which could because Tampa drafts well and they can do that. So, but yeah, and then obviously Atlanta. We talked about this. Atlanta spent a lot of draft capital on their pass rush, and I don't know. I'm pulling it up now. How many sacks did they get in this game?
That's a good question.
Did they sack? The one sack.
Good work. All that draft capital for
one sack. And the Buccaneers ran for 101 yards.
Well,
Mayfield had a pretty low-key game, 167 yards, but 3 touchdowns. So
2 of them to Egbuka, who I left on my fantasy bench.
And apparently Egbuka called the game-winning play. He's like, if we run this play, I'm going to be open. And he was. So
yeah, that kid looks like he's going to be awesome.
Those Ohio State receivers, man. I'm telling you. All right, you want to move on to the next one?
Yeah, I'm gonna. This is my victory lap game of the week. Steve Berline presents Jags 26, Panthers 10. I don't think Trevor Lawrence was great in this game, but it didn't matter because the Panthers are garbage, and Bryce Young is back to the old Bryce Young, and not the pre Andy Dalton car crash Bryce Young, it appears. Travis Etienne had a really good game in this one. So good that the Jaguars. They also have Beisel Tootin, Rootin' Tootin' Fresh and Fruitin'.
They just traded Tank Bigsby to Philadelphia.
Yeah, let me tell you, I'm going to put him on my starting lineup every week, so he'll do absolutely nothing because that's how it worked for me with Tank Bigsby.
I'm just seeing this. ATN had 143 yards of rushing.
Yeah, he had quite the day on the ground.
Yep. Bryce was 18 of 35, 154, a touchdown and 2 interceptions.
18 of 35. Those are Anthony Richardson numbers right there.
It's not great. Now this game also had like an hour lightning delay. I mean, I'm not saying that means anything, but just for perspective.
The Jags really kind of just choked. It wasn't like it's 26-10, which looks a lot worse than it was for most of the game. But it seemed like Jacksonville really just kind of smothered the life out of the Carolina offense, and so
I will say Jacksonville had 11 penalties, which
that's not gonna be good for business.
That's not gonna. Yeah, I mean, if a team like they play Cincinnati this week, so that might want to clean that up. I will say Liam Cohen was one of only 2 new coaches that won this weekend. We'll get to the other one here in a little bit, but so shout out to Coach Cohen for his first win as a head coach. I mean, look, right now your Jacksonville AFC South winner is looking pretty good.
They look a lot better than one of the other teams that we watched later in the afternoon, but I don't know if they looked quite so good as the team that we're going to get to in this next game. This is
another AFC South team.
Yeah, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar presents Colts 33, Dolphins 8 in Paul's victory lap game of the week. Danny Dimes, or as we're now calling him, Indiana Jones.
Jones, yes,
big
sir.
day for him. Led pretty much scoring drives every single time they touched the ball. Is that correct? It was something like that.
Yeah.
We read the stat on the show, but they were unstoppable, and the vibes in Miami are stoppable.
Hang on, I'm pulling up the Colts scored on every, so they had a field goal, they got an interception, scored a touchdown, Dolphins fumble leads to another touchdown, Dolphins punt leads to a field goal, first possession of the second half, interception for Colts leads to a field goal, Dolphins turn it over on downs, leads to a touchdown. And these are like long drives too. Like this, they had a 15-play touchdown drive in the fourth quarter, did the Colts. And then they got a field goal late in the game. Yeah, Danny Dimes, or Indiana Jones was 22 of 29, 272 yards with a touchdown. That'll do. So do you think they should call their defense like Temple of Doom or
that's a good
Raiders of the Lost Ark, or like what?
Temple of Doom, because they're going to rip your hearts out.
So Kalima. So remember how last year I kept trying to make the Titans happen?
You did try to make
it. Like,
if Will Levis could just take out some of the.
I think this year's Titans are the Colts. I think the Colts might be my team this year. It's like
try to make it happen.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you,
for nothing else, just so that your Jaguars prediction doesn't come true.
So I will tell you that we will both not be trying to make the Miami Dolphins happen, though. We were both really low.
I don't even think they're trying to make it happen.
Exactly. So we were both really low going on this team going into the season. Tua was 14 to 23 for 114 yards. That's 4.3 yards an attempt, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. like his passer rating was 51.7. Also took 3 sacks.
I was gonna say his passer rating was bad.
Yeah, it was bad. He took 3 sacks. I mean, this wasn't good for on any. Like
Yeah.
Tyreek is going to demand a trade
Yeah,
by week 5.
And Coach McDaniel might not be there to see it. To be honest.
I don't.
One thing I will say about Indianapolis's stadium, I don't know how much of this game you watched. Like playing in that stadium at that time of day, like the shadows and I don't know how the receivers are catching balls in that situation. Like it just I mean, it reminded me of like your beloved Cowboys.
Cowboys saying, I was about to ask, is it like the giant wall of light that we have streaming in?
Yeah. Well, they didn't show it from that perspective, but like one of the touchdowns that Jones threw, I think it was to Pittman. Like Pittman goes from light to shadow to catch that ball, and it's like I don't know how he did it, but good on him. So yeah, so Colts stock going up, Dolphins stock going the other way. Unfortunately for the Dolphins,
that is a penny stock right now.
Yeah. Well, another stock team that's rising. Our next game here, Las Vegas Raiders 20, New England Patriots 13. This is brought to you by Randy Moss. Shout out to Randy Moss, who back on TV after beating cancer last year.
He's so fun to listen to. He's like so country. Like you don't think of him like that.
Yeah.
But like when he talks, he's got like such a like huge twang in his voice. That is a country boy.
Yeah, he's from like is he from like West Virginia or Virginia?
Somewhere around there.
I know he went to Marshall.
Yeah,
he went to University of Marshall. I will say I mentioned this, I think, on the live show. Like the Raiders were a team I was wanting to pull the trigger on. They might turn into another team every week where I'm like, the Raiders could get on a streak here. I mean, Geno was really good. Brock Bowers, thank goodness for my fantasy team, was really good. Of course, he got injured there.
It seems like
he's going to be okay, but
yeah, it seems like he's fine. Fingers crossed, because I have him on my fantasy team too.
But I will say the one thing, if you're a Raiders fan, that you can point to is like Genty didn't really have much of a game.
Mm-mm.
So like if he can get going, then now you're really cooking, because you have him. And then we also should mention is it Dante Thornton, the receiver that they drafted out of I believe Tennessee. It's kind of a speed threat.
Yeah, I can't remember his name. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, so a lot of good pieces here for the Raiders that I think they can build on.
Yeah, I kept trying to like talk myself into the Raiders, and the only thing that I kept coming back to is like that division is so hard. Like, but it felt like it just seems like they raised the floor with a lot of their moves this offseason, like bringing in Geno.
Yeah,
hiring a good head coach, the draft that they had, some of the stuff that they did in the offseason. Like, I liked it. I kind of expected Jacoby Myers to have a rougher game, just because I thought that like he was going to play disgruntled, but he seemed like he wasn't letting the contract issue affect his play on the field. Geno looked good. I didn't get to watch much of this, so I didn't get to see much of the Patriots side of this, the Patriots have been my like, I'm trying to make them happen this year, and so this may be my Titans for you last year. I don't know, it got off to a rather inauspicious start for me.
Yeah, we talked about this on the show Sunday night, but Drake May attempting 46 passes, probably not a great recipe for success. Their leading rusher was Travion Henderson. He only had 27 yards. So, their offensive line doesn't look as good as I think they'd hope. But take some time. I'm sure it could have just been one of these things where we were a year early on them.
We got too excited. We got out ahead of ourselves.
Yeah. We still love the Drake here. We still love the Drake.
Somebody tweeted, I placed a bet on Demario Douglas to go over 1,000 yards. Now after week 1, he just needs 1,002 yards.
Not a great start.
7 targets, 2 receptions, -2 yards, and a touchdown.
Wow, what a stat line!
That's an incredible stat line.
I will say, former LSU legend Keyshawn Butte, he had 103 yards receiving, 6 catches. Stephon Diggs. Oh yeah, for some reason I forgot Stephon Diggs was on the Patriots.
That's not.
That was kind of a big signing in the offseason. For Henry, I think the Patriots will be fine. They just need. I mean, Vrabel's a good coach. They'll figure it out. They just gotta take some time there. All right, last early game to get to here. What you got? Oh.
Jason Campbell presents
Bengals
Bengals 17,
Browns 17, Browns 16. I got this one. We went head to head on this one. You'll appreciate this. We went head to head on 5 games. You won 4 of them.
Oh, this is the one I got wrong.
Yeah, this is the one you got wrong. Cleveland, the +5.5. So I did. I got to say, I wasn't surprised. Cleveland always plays Cincinnati tough, especially in Cleveland. I know a lot of people are kind of looking at this as like, yeah, the Bengals won, but they probably shouldn't feel good about it because it took the Browns missing a field goal kick. But listen, a win's a win at some point. Like, you just got to.
This is my point. The Bengals have done this every September and lost. The Bengals did the exact same thing and won. They should be happy. This is September Bengals football at this point. Like, it's gonna be ugly. It's gonna suck. It's not gonna be anything near like what you expect it to be for the rest of the season. If they win, then they should be happy. Like, don't overcomplicate this. Like, they've been last year. They were atrocious and they lost every game to start the season. This year they at least started it out with a win. Like, I don't know that you want to like dig too much further into it than that if you're the Bengals. Right. Like, let's just you get out of there with a win. I don't care what it took.
I mean, if I told
Burrow was almost murdered.
If I told before this game, like, hey, Joe Burrow's only going to have like 7 yards passing in the second half, and you're going to win. They take that, right? I mean,
yeah, absolutely. If you just told them they would win, like they wouldn't care. Like right. I think if you told them, hey, you're gonna win, and Joe Burrow didn't die in the process, like I think every Bengals fan would probably take that.
Now, we talked about the Patriots, the recipe for success, probably not having Drake May throw 40 something times. For the Browns, yeah, Joe Flacco throwing 45 times. Probably not ideal.
No, his arm will fall off by week 4.
They did have a good showing from a couple of their rookies, Dylan Sampson, running back out of Tennessee, Harold Fannin Jr., the tight end. Carson Swessinger, the linebacker from UCLA that they drafted, led the team in tackles. So
yeah, I heard he looked really good.
Yes, I mean, if you're the Browns, that's what you're looking for, right? You want your young guys to show out. I mean, obviously, we'll see what happens with the quarterback situation if Gabriel or Shador eventually get in to kind of see what they're made of in a regular season setting. But until then, we'll just keep on with Flacco for now.
Yep.
I want to move on to the late window.
Yeah, let's hit it.
games. So we got Travis Henry presenting Broncos 20, Titans 12. Shout out to our guy Danny, the Broncos, or Donnie, not Danny, Donnie, the Broncos fan. Jesus. My apologies, Donnie. I'm sure I'm going to hear about it. Actually, this reminds me of I meant to tell this story earlier. So it was picture day at our kids' school yesterday.
It's pretty early for picture
And
day.
Yeah, I thought so too. But what are you going to do? So my son is a special ed student, and so we sent the clothes he was going to wear for picture day. We sent in his backpack, and I sent an email to his teacher saying, "Hey, we put his clothes in his backpack to change for picture day, whatever." So I send the email and whatever. I'm going about my day, and then about 30 minutes later, my wife texts me a screenshot of the email with the laughing emoji, and I look, and in the last line, I always in my emails, or usually in my emails with, "Let me know if there are any questions or concerns," and for whatever reason, this email I ended with, "Let me know if there are any questions or podcasts." I guess I was looking for. I just wanted to know if you had any recommendations.
What are you trying to do, Paul? You trying to start another show? You trying to move on?
No. I wanted to know if you had any recommendations. It would have been funny if he came back like, "Yeah, I heard this Bless Them Boys podcast is pretty good." Unfortunately, that was not the case. But anyway, so Broncos 20, Titans 12. Yeah, listen, if you're, I think I messaged Donnie, kind of get his thoughts, and listen, offense was not great. Bo Nix had some struggles.
The Bo Nix, I think the Bo Nix question here is probably the biggest concern coming out of this game, because the defense did what you expected them to do against a rookie quarterback. Bo Nix 25 of 40. Again, we're making people throw too many passes here, Paul. 40 passes in this game, 176
Absolutely.
yards, one touchdown,
But I will
two
say,
interceptions.
But I will say they ran the ball for 151 yards. The Broncos, that is. So that's good.
Yeah.
4.4
yards an attempt. That's not going to get it done, Bo.
So one theory I heard from the NFL Stock Exchange guys is that Peyton and Nix may have met in the offseason, and Peyton kind of said, "Okay, look, we know we have a great defense, but we're going to need you, Bo, to step it up and take more chances and kind of not be as much of a game manager as you were last year." So maybe this was a step towards that. Obviously, it was not very successful, but yeah, I mean, it's just growing pains. It's just him trying to take another step in that process. So, and look, against a good Tennessee defense. I mean, Tennessee's defense is not terrible.
Yeah, they were pretty. They were the reason they were even close in a lot of games last year, until Will Levis tried to single-handedly lose as many as possible.
Yeah, I do think, I'll go into the Tennessee side real quick. I do think Cam Ward is the real deal. I just don't know about his offensive line or his weapons. That's kind of,
Well, that's always a good sign.
So, might be a long season in Tennessee, but at least feels like they've got their quarterback of the future.
Yeah, I will say the one thing that they still have not coached out of Cam is he will hold on to the ball for a long time. Yeah. He likes to. He's going to try to make something happen, and I think sometimes he's got to learn to just hey, let's just get through this play and live to fight another down.
Yep, absolutely. All right, you want to move on? Let's move on to the next one, and I'll again apologize to Trang for jinxing her beloved team here.
The Rick Mirer game
by Rick Mirer. 49ers 17, Seahawks 13. So 49ers won.
Can I, before we go on, I would say if my last name was Myrer, I would name my kid Secret Admirer.
Nice. It's amazing. It's amazing that brain of yours never stops.
I can't turn it off.
I almost want to insert the Thanos meme here. 49ers won this game, but at what cost? Because
George Brittle.
Kittle's now on IR. Yeah, George Kittle's now on IR. Brock Purdy might miss. Excuse me, might miss a game this week.
Did you see the Bill Barnwell tweet? He tweeted out. He said surely the 49ers won't be as injured as they were last year. And it says week 2 is Mac Jones to what is it, Tongas? What's it the tight end their backup tight end's name? Devin Tonges or something. It's like Mac Jones to Devin Tonges. So here we go.
It's it's going to be return of the Mac this weekend in New Orleans.
So much this is gonna crush my Brock Purdy MVP odds. I'm getting killed over here. It's brutal.
Well,
if Mac Jones is terrible,
if they lose to the Saints, follow me here. They lose to the Saints, and then Purdy comes back and goes on a tear. You might have something.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
There's always a chance. I don't want to talk too much about the Seahawks. I don't want to alienate Trang any more than I already have. But I will say Jackson Smith and Jigba, from my fantasy team's perspective, thank you, sir.
Also have him somewhere.
Yeah. And again, another Ohio State receiver. So
yep.
They know how to groom them there in Ohio State.
Be careful using that word in our political terms.
Yeah, that's apologies. They know how to.
Yeah, Jeffrey Epstein up there.
They know. Rewind.
Poor choice of words.
They know how to. Yeah, very poor choice of words. They know how to. They know how to make good receivers up there in Ohio State.
Yes.
So we will. Let's move on before we get
in any more hot water.
On here, TJ Lang presents Lions at Packers. The final score here: Packers 27, Lions 13.
It wasn't that close. That Lions touchdown was late.
It was not that close. Absolutely. So if you're a Packers fan, as my coworker is, you're got to feel pretty good about this one. I mean, like Micah showed up, did what you kind of hoped Micah would do. Jordan Love was efficient. Got the ball distributed.
I think and I would say the more concerning thing for the Lions was what they ended up doing on offense. Jared Goff, 31 for 39 for 225 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 4 sacks. And then, but the ground game never really got going for them. They had David Montgomery had 11 carries for 25 yards. Jahmyr Gibbs, 9 carries for 19 yards. That's just over 2 yards a carry. Also added 10 receptions for 31 yards.
10 catches for 31 yards. That's not great.
No, that's not gonna do it.
It's not gonna do it. I'm not gonna take a victory lap on the Lions just yet. I feel like I kind of want to see what they look like against, because again, the Packers just kind of were riding this momentum of the Micah trade. It's a home opener. let's see what the Lions look like against the Bears this week.
Yeah, the LaFleur offense is also really
Yeah.
good. So, like, that's kind of a lot to kind of
Yeah.
ask of your new defensive coordinator after you just lost who we think is one of the best defensive coordinators in the league in Aaron Glenn. So, like,
Yeah.
it was kind of a tall task. So we'll give them the benefit of a doubt for now.
Yeah, for now. A team we should not have given the benefit of the doubt to is our local Houston Texans. They traveled to Los Angeles. This one brought to you by Robert Woods.
Bobby Trees.
Rams 14, Texans 9. Yeah, so Texans offensive line still stinks.
It's bad.
This
morning, I don't know if you saw the clip, but somebody tweeted out there was a brawl in there was a brouhaha in the stands.
Yes,
Did you see this?
I did see this. Yeah,
it got pretty ugly up there in the
some poor Texans fan got. So somebody tweeted that and said that the fan was doing their best JJ Watt cosplay.
That's good.
And JJ Watt retweeted it and was like, "What happened? Like, what's going on here?
What's happening here?" she didn't fare much better than the Texans. She didn't fare much better than the actual Texans team on the field did.
I should mention too. Apparently, JJ Watt did pretty well in the booth for. He was on the Steelers Jets game. He was getting a lot of rave reviews for his performance.
Okay. I saw him on there, but I had the audio turned to. I had the split screen on.
Yeah, I did
that game and Washington, New York, and so I ended up having the audio on the Giants Commanders game. So I wasn't able to actually hear his commentary.
Apparently, people were calling for him to replace your boy Romo in the main booth. So
I'm sure. Yeah. Come on.
Anyway, back to the Texans Rams. Yeah, the Texans, they got to figure something out here on offense.
That's not going to get it done.
2025 season, same verse, different verse, same as the first.
Yep. I said,
but the Ram for the. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say I texted you. I said meet the 2025 Texan season the same as the 2024 Texan season. You can't. I mean, if CJ Stroud starts getting rattled back there, that's going to be a pretty big problem. Now we should add that they were also down. They did have some injuries, but again, they didn't do anything to add any depth in the offseason. They didn't do anything to really shore up that offensive line outside of drafting Ursery.
Right.
They did sign one free agent there, and they added Ursery, and that was basically the end of what they did. So, you wanted to talk about the Rams?
Rams perspective. I mean, this is probably about as good a game as you can ask for. I mean, again, the Texans' defense is good, but you look at Puka Nacua, 10 catches, 130 yards.
Mm-hmm.
You'll take that every week. Stafford, 21 of 29, 245. Yep. Well, yeah. If you're getting that every week, and then your defense is forcing fumbles and getting after it. Actually, Landman, I think it was
defensive player of the week, the Landman,
defensive player of the week. Yeah, absolutely. So shout out to him. But I'm kind of worried about the Texans. I think other people are too, but it might get early. It might get late quick in Houston. So must be something to keep an eye on. We had our eyes on this game, Sunday night game. Shane Graham presents Bills 41, Ravens 40. So I said that the Cowboys might have been the best team that lost this past week. No, it was the Ravens. The Ravens technically won. I mean, honestly, they did everything but win.
Well, did you see that? I mean, we saw the list of games that the Ravens have blown under Harbaugh too. It's getting to
Yeah,
be quite a
that's-
list.
My favorite thing is after a game like that where a team comes back from a large deficit in a short amount of time, the tweet that's like teams that were up by this number
And it's
with
something
this much
in
left. Yeah. And
Now
it's like
it-
this is the first time it's happened. So
feels like the Ravens are on the one end of a lot of those games. They're the
right.
so-
Well, and we didn't really talk about this, I think. Well, maybe we did, but watching the game live when they decided to punt right on the 4th and 3,
Mhm.
and I think you mentioned it's like, well, if you go for it, Buffalo's already in field goal range, and the argument I heard was you could that's fine, but at least if you go for it and you don't get it, your best players got a chance to make a play.
Right.
Because if you get a first down in that situation, game's over.
Mhm.
Basically. So
Well, what's surprising is that the Ravens have always tended to be more aggressive in those situations. So you would have thought,
right.
like, if any team was going to do that, but I think there was also the question of, like, I think Lamar was cramping up at that moment, and so, like, maybe like we don't have all the information available about, like, the player situation. That's like the counter argument I've heard to that. Like, I can see the argument for going. I can see why, if there are certain things happening on the sideline that we don't necessarily know about, maybe there's not. Maybe there is an argument to be made. But, like, Josh Allen, just like, they torched Jair Alexander up and down the field on that drive. Like, they were getting the it seems like the Baltimore Ravens always end up bringing in some old cornerback who's, like, almost washed. So they're, like, trying to get squeeze the last usefulness out of. Well, that position ended up being the one that burned them on Sunday night.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to DeAndre Hopkins for, like, his one-handed catch. They're beautiful catch.
Which gets completely lost in all the story of everything else.
Oh yeah, because then the guy. My favorite clip that you sent out was the one of me talking about trying to tackle Derrick Henry. It's like, do I get a tranquilizer gun or do I I actually have to like? I still stand by that, by the way. Like
we should add that the DeAndre Hopkins one-handed catch in a loss can now go alongside the Odell Beckham one-handed catch in a loss.
Yeah.
So,
the Odell one was better, but yeah.
It was. But they both lost those games. We should poor Brandon Carr, my fellow BC, getting
there you go.
Brandon C getting. Oh, we've had so the Cowboys have had a Brandon C. They had Brandon Carr, and then the Grizzlies have a Brandon C. They have Brandon Clark. I just need the Rangers to get a Brandon C.
There you go. All right, last game of the week here, Monday night. Viking. This was presented by John Gilliam, a Cowboys legend. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think Monty Python legend, Terry Gilliam.
Oh, well, but I thought last week when you came up with them, it was like, oh yeah, he played for the Cowboys or something. Maybe I missed
I'm looking up to confirm. I probably no Saints legend.
Yeah. Oh, Saints legend. Okay, there you go. Well, even better. Vikings 27, Bears 24. So I checked out of this game at halftime. Woke up because
you had a big surprise.
Well, yeah. So, I mean, Caleb looked really good in the scripted portion of the.
I was going to say, once they went off script, things started going a little downhill.
Once it went off script, it went downhill. Then as I'm watching the highlight, so I see the final score and I'm like, oh wow, like okay. And then I watch the highlights, and to add on to that, McCarthy throws that pick six
Mm-hmm.
That makes the game 17-6 at that point, I believe.
Yep.
And then for him to just show the mental fortitude to come back from that and then do what he did. I mean, I was quite impressed with the young man from Michigan in that performance. So also, by the way, Kevin O'Connell might win Coach of the Year again. Like it just might happen. So
yeah, McCarthy was late on a few throws early, and it figured out. It seemed like his timing got better. He got more into rhythm as the game went along. Caleb, on the other hand, one of my favorite my favorite tweet about Caleb Williams was like, he had that gray undershirt under his jersey.
yeah.
Somebody said somebody quotes me was like, I'm fine with the painting the nails and I'm fine with the pink phone case, but I will not abide that gray undershirt. Like that's where I draw the line. But he was sailing passes. Like I sent you that clip of the pass to DJ Moore where DJ Moore is like running wide open and he just airmails it. Like, buddy, the accuracy was like when it wasn't like something that they had worked on in practice and like this is the exact way to run this. Like it was not good, man. He's gonna have to fix the accuracy issues because that was a rough watch. Like I went into this offseason kind of I don't call it like a Caleb hater, but I was more of a Caleb skeptic, I think, than a lot. And so like this didn't, and I should also say that I didn't get to watch most of the first half because my wife was sick, and so I was going to pick her up medicine. So like I missed the first half, and so most of what I saw was the second half, which was like bad. He also, and I'll also say
between us, we watched the whole game.
Yeah, exactly. But I'll say that like one of the things that the Ben Johnson offenses in Detroit had was a good running game to fall back on to help set up the passing offense. And the Bears, like they were horrendous. I think they were last in rushing success rate this week. And so that's a problem. They're going to need to fix that. And the other point, like we should cut him some slack because this was a Brian Flores defense. And like they were throwing things out there that like veteran quarterbacks would probably have trouble with, like the way that they were disguising the coverages, like they showed cover 0 and then they bailed to like a cover 2 man look. It's like that's tough stuff for anybody. So like obviously Caleb's gonna like a young quarterback in his second year in a new offense is gonna have trouble. So like I'm gonna withhold the accuracy was bad, but I will withhold any like serious takeaways from this. And like there was also I felt like there was a decent amount of pressure in his face too. So like there was a lot of stuff going on that like was not solely on the quarterback there.
So 2 last things on this game. One, who knew a Dennis Allen defense would ever blow a lead?
Oh, you were basking in that, weren't you?
No. Please. And 2, Caleb Williams is now 0-3 against other quarterbacks drafted in his draft class. He lost to Jaden Daniels. He lost to J.J. McCarthy now. And I believe he lost to Bo Nix. Wait, who did he lose? Was it Nix?
Yeah.
He lost to one of the other.
I know he lost to Jaden Daniels.
Last season.
Did you say that one? Did you say that one?
Well, yeah, the Jaden Daniels one. That's the Hail Mary game.
Yep.
And then he lost to one of the other. And the Bears play the Saints this year, so he'll potentially face Spencer Rattler. So
there we go.
If Shuck's not in the game by then. Anything else on week? So let's go through our picks here. I'll just kind of recap our. So I went 5-11. You went 8-8.
Yep.
Head to head, like I said, we went head to head on 5 games. I got 1, you got 4. From a confidence perspective, I went 8-8, but only got 83 points. You got 9-7, and you got 101.
Yep.
Right?
That's correct.
Both of our upsets missed. I had Commanders. Or I'm sorry, I had Giants over Commanders. You had Texans over
Texans
Rams.
over Rams. Yep.
But then we both got our locks. I had Cardinals over Saints. You had Broncos.
We did it.
Broncos over Titans. And that was our survivor pick.
Yes. Oh, yeah, we got to do that today, too.
Also, on our skins game, as we found out that this is called, our win-loss game, I got 9 points for the week. You got 11.
And I will, and in our picking all the games individually, I went 11-5 this week. You went 9-7, correct?
9-7, yeah, 9-7, I believe. Let me double check just to be sure here. Yeah, 9-7 for the week for me. All right, so we're ready to move on to week number 2.
Yep.
So we'll start off with tomorrow night's game. Commanders at Packers. This was going to be brought to you by Saints legend and Heisman Trophy winner, former Heisman Trophy winner, I should say, Danny Werfel. This game's going to be in Lambeau. Packers are laying 3.5. I think I saw you could get this at maybe 4 some places.
Okay.
Maybe I'm not. Maybe I might be misremembering. But anyway, this I think will be a good test for both teams. Commanders especially, because as we talked about when we were talking about their game, Giants' offensive line left a lot to be desired. I will say, Packers had a couple offensive linemen not practice today, Zach Tom and Aaron Banks, which. If they're not playing, that could be interesting.
The Banks is closed on Thursday.
I guess so. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Obviously, Micah Parsons, pretty familiar with the Washington Commanders, I would imagine.
Yes, he is. He had some. I think in the last game he played against Washington, which was the last game of last season, he had a sack and a forced fumble, and so pretty. I think he'll probably have a decent game.
Be interested to see if the Packers. Let me go back. What was Josh Jacobs' numbers like against Detroit?
I thought he had a good game from what I remember.
66 yards. Yeah, 19 carries, 66 yards. I'm wondering if maybe they lean on him a little more. Maybe try to shorten the game, because with Washington obviously being kind of a somewhat high-powered offense, maybe you want to possess the ball,
limit their possessions.
Yeah, so that'd be something to watch. And then we know Green Bay's defensive secondary leaves a little bit to be desired, but that pass rush with Parsons, Rashawn Gary, Edgerrin Cooper running around back there as a linebacker. Be an interesting game. I'm going to lay the points with the Packers.
I'm also
I'm sorry. I am taking the points with the Commanders.
Ooh, I am laying the points with the Packers.
I am taking the Packers in my confidence pick, though.
Okay.
But I'm only putting it at 2.
Okay,
because I do think that the. So you said you're laying the points with the Packers.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm guessing you're taking the Packers as your confidence pick.
I am taking the Packers.
What number are you?
Pulling up my confidence.
There you go.
I have 2 points.
2. Okay, so we're both taking them at 2 points in confidence. Sweet. All right. And who's leading our confidence picks right now? Is it Andy or is it our mystery?
I think it's our mystery person right now.
Okay. Yeah, so if you're listening please let us know who
Show
you are.
yourself.
We would like to. We'd like to give you some credit here.
Yeah, it's our mystery contestant.
So originally, this next game was going to be brought to you by Saints legend Pierre Thomas, but then Billy Kilmer celebrated a birthday last week. Not Illy Kilmer.
Billy, don't call me Val Kilmer.
Yeah. Yes. Billy Kilmer celebrated a birthday last week, so I figured why not use him as our patron saint, our patron presenter this week. San Francisco at New Orleans, the 49ers. So the number we have is 4.5. The Saints are getting 4.5. I think it's now moved to 3.5.
Really?
I think I checked. Yeah, I checked Fliff, and I think it's 3.5 now, amidst the news of Kittle and potentially Brock Purdy missing this game. Like I said, it might be return of the Mac Jones this week. I'm still going to lay the. I'm going to lay the 4.5 with San Francisco.
I'm going to lay the points.
I have San Francisco in my confidence pick at 15.
I have San Francisco at 15.
15. There is one. I'm wondering if you and I have the same 16 game. We'll see. But,
okay, probably so.
I mean, look. Like I said, I just looking for some improvement from the Saints. From obviously the San Francisco's defense. Nick Bosa, still going to be running around, trying to chase down Spencer Rattler. So we'll see if one thing I do kind of hope. I didn't really talk about this much when we reviewed the Cardinals Saints game, but I really liked what Kellen Moore was doing with like the multiple running backs, like using all three running backs and getting the running game going. But then he kind of went away from it as the game wore on. So I like to see him kind of get back to that and stick to it and try to.
I feel like that happened quite a bit when he was with the Cowboys. It was like he would be doing something and then it's like, well, let's go do something else.
Yeah, right. All right. Moving on here. Next game, Giants at Cowboys. This one's going to be brought to you by Chris Canty. Is he a defensive end?
Yes, he was.
Okay. The Giants, the number we have here, Cowboys are laying 5.5. Got a couple 5.5 games this week.
On the jinx, I'm going on the jinx. If I had to, like, if you made me put money on one side of this, I would probably lay the points with Dallas.
But you're taking the points with the Giants.
I'm taking the points in the game for.
Yeah, so I am also the points. I have the Giants as my confidence pick, but I only have them at a 4.
Cowboys 7.
Cowboys 7. And I'm doing the Giants, picking the Giants more as a favor to you, so because
if we lose this game, we're gonna have some fun on the next show.
You might have another top 10 list.
Yeah.
Okay. So what else are anything else you're looking for in this game? Or
no, I just want to see him build. I want to see it's an early game, and they have had the tendency sometimes to come out a little flat in games like this. So my big thing will be, can you come out and take care of business? Can you build on what you did last week? And can our backup corner, who's taking the place of Duron Bland, not get toasted by Malik Neighbors? So
are they not bringing back Andrew Booth?
Gosh, I hope not. Although he had a pretty decent training camp, so like I don't feel as bad as I did last year.
I was going to say, weren't playing. You were
yeah, he's gotten better.
You were kind of upset when
I was kind of hoping that they would bring back Stephon Gilmore, who's still floating out there.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
That's
right. All right, moving on here. Longhorn legend, I believe, Jordan Shipley. Was he on the Vince Young team?
He was on
Is he on
Colt
the national
McCoy.
championship?
He was with Colt
Oh,
McCoy.
Colt McCoy. Okay.
Yeah, so I told you like there was one time we would go to every now and then we would go to like this one church that was like right by our dorm, and like the year after Vince left, and it was like the first year Colt McCoy had started, and like me and my high school friends were sitting in the pew, and Colt McCoy and Jordan Shipley like came and like sat like right next to us, and so like we were passing the like little Lord's Supper tray to them, so that was cool.
Okay. Cool. So he's presenting Jaguars at Bengals. The Bengals are laying 3.5 points. I'm gonna take the Jaguars. I'm gonna take the points of the Jaguars.
Jags, baby.
Take 3.5. You're taking the 3.5. I am gonna have the Bengals be my confidence pick though. So I'm gonna go Bengals my confidence pick at 3.
Jags 4.
Jags 4. Okay.
Jags
so we're head to
4.
head on this one.
Jaguars 4.
Jaguars 4. So we're head to head on. We're technically head to head on the Giants Cowboys too.
Yep.
So something to keep an eye on. I think this could end up being the game of the week. Honestly,
This could be
I think
fun. This could be a lot of fun.
an offensive explosion, as it were. 2 LSU wide receivers: Jamar Chase for the Bengals, Brian Thomas Jr. for the Jaguars.
Yeah, I need him to get a little more involved for my fantasy team purposes.
We'll see if this will be a good test for the Bengals defense. I mean, if they can contain the Jaguars offense, maybe they got something going. All right, next one up here, Bears at Lions. This one's going to be presented by Eric. Don't call me Cosmo Kramer. Lions are laying 5.5. So there's another 5.5 spread here. I'm going to lay the points with the Lions. I'm at the point with the Bears where they're just going to have to prove it to me in order for me to like take them seriously. So you're laying the points too?
Yeah, and this is another one. If the Lions come out looking flat again, then we're going to have some
problems.
Pretty big. Yeah, we're going to have some concerns here.
So I've got the Lions in my confidence pick 5.
I have Lions 8.
8. Okay. I'm just looking to see. I mean, both these teams came out of week 1 with questions, right? So, I mean, which one of these teams can kind of answer those questions, find some answers? Yeah. Moving on here, we've got a West Coast team coming east for a noon kickoff or a noon local time kickoff. Got the Rams at Titans. This one brought to you by former Andre Johnson sparring partner, Cortland Finnegan.
That was a pretty one-sided fight.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So Rams at Titans. So Cam Ward goes from playing the Broncos defense to now have to play the Rams defense. So good luck to him. I'm going to lay the points with the Rams here.
We're going head to head. I'm going to take the points.
Oh, okay. I've got the Rams in my. I got the Rams in my confidence pick. I got them at a 6. What do you got?
So I've got Rams 13.
Okay. So you're taking the points, but you're pretty sure the Rams are going to win. Okay.
Yes.
Fair enough. Now, listen, I think the way the Titans' offensive line looked against the Broncos and considering how the Rams' defensive line is, could be a long day for Mr. Cameron Ward. But you never know. Oh, by the way, did you see this clip of Callahan like not knowing what a catch rule is or something?
No, I don't think I saw that.
Yeah, apparently they asked him about why he didn't challenge a catch, and he was like, I didn't think it was a catch or something, and so like he got kind of dragged on Is that what the kid?
Nobody.
is-
Well,
is-
nobody.
did the-
No. Nobody knows what a catch is. So, like, why should we fault this guy? But yes,
like,
dragged is the correct term.
Drag. Is that what the kids say?
Yeah.
Something like that. All right, so anyway, so hopefully better luck for Mr. Callahan or Coach Callahan this week. Two teams also hoping for better luck this week. The Patriots at the Dolphins. This one brought to you by Robert Edwards. Do you remember the story of Robert Edwards?
I do not. You're gonna have to inform me.
Robert Edwards was a first-round pick out of Georgia. He was a running back for the Patriots. And he had a like rookie of the year contender season. I think he had 1,000 yards this rookie season with the Patriots. And then he goes to the Pro Bowl and he plays in a beach football game and he tears his ACL.
Oh, that's brutal.
And so he misses the better part of the next 2 seasons with the Patriots. And then ends up with the Dolphins and just never quite got back to what
He had 11.
what
He had
was.
1,100 yards his rookie season.
Yeah, he was had a great rookie season, and then
Well. Let me throw a little bit of cold water on that. He averaged 3.8 yards a carry.
right. I remember this. Yeah, I remember that was Excuse me, I remember that being a part of it too. Yeah. But anyway, shockingly, the Dolphins are laying 1.5 in this game. The Dolphins should not be laying points to anybody. So I'm taking those points with the Patriots.
I'm gonna zag here. I'm gonna say if every instinct I have is wrong, something smells fishy here. I'm gonna lay the points and take the fish.
Yeah, it's the Dolphins. That's what smells fishy. I've got the
Mammal.
Patriots in my confidence. Mammal. I've got the Patriots in my confidence pick, and I've got them at 12.
Okay, I've got the Patriots at 6.
All right, so
I'm going a little there's some I'm playing some games here. I'm doing some
got you.
game
I got
theory
you.
over here.
I got you. Next up, another AFC East. So yeah, all 4 AFC East teams are playing each other this week. Bills at Jets. This one brought to you by Saints legend Chris Ivory, who Rich Eisen pointed out on his show today. Chris Ivory was the last 1,000-yard rusher for the Jets back in the day. Jets are getting 6.5. So I'm going to lay the points with the Bills. 6.5. I came this close to taking the points.
I'm taking the points.
You're taking the points, yeah.
Emotional letdown game. Emotional letdown
surprised.
game.
Well, I thought about that too. I am taking the Bills in my confidence pick. I've got them at 13.
Bills 12.
Bills 12. Okay, so we're on the same wavelength there, a little bit. So you talked about an emotional letdown. This next game is I would not want to be the Cleveland Browns for all the money in China. Browns at Ravens. This one brought to you by Ernest Biner. Ravens are laying 12.5, and that might be too little. Because I feel like the Ravens are going to try to.
They're not going to leave any room for a comeback this time.
I don't think so. I actually meant to look this up because I think, if I'm not mistaken, last year the Ravens had a similar situation where they lost a close game
against Kansas City.
Or against somebody. And the next week, it was week 1. They lost that game against Kansas City. And then the next week, it was the Raiders. It was a home game against the Raiders, home opener like this is, right? And everybody's like, oh, man, they're going to beat the dog out of the Raiders. And
they did not beat the dog out of the Raiders.
And they did. So
That's
I
what makes
mean-
me nervous about this game too. That because the Ravens have been known to do that. Like they will lay they'll just have one of these games where they just inexplicably don't show up. So it could happen.
You think Joe Flacco pulls it off? So
Yeah,
are
I
you
mean,
taking the points or you laying the points?
I took the Raven laid the points.
Yeah, I did.
I'm a coward.
What did you take the Ravens as your confidence pick?
Ravens 16, baby.
Yep, same here. I figured we would be aligned on that one. All right. Next one. The final early game for us. Seahawks at Steelers. This one brought to you by Levon Kirkland. Okay, so Steelers are laying 2.5. So Trang, I hope this works. I'm gonna lay the points with the Steelers. I also have the Steelers in my confidence pick at an 11.
Okay, hold on
What?
a second. I just pushed the wrong button.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
We're
there we
pushing buttons here, folks.
go. Okay, I have Seahawks plus 2.5.
Okay.
And I have Seahawks 9.
All right, so we're head-to-head on this one. So, Trang, it's not my fault this week.
Yep, you can blame me this time.
Let
be
the
one
record
issue.
show. let the record show. All right. So let's get to probably the game of the week, I would imagine, or the most
so.
anticipated game of the week. Super Bowl rematch here. Eagles at Chiefs. This one brought to you by
Our
Immaculate
favorite
Grid legend, Jason Babin, who, if you don't know, this guy can be used for, not only can he be used for a plethora of teams, he also had 50 or more sacks in his career. So he can be used for that too.
He's had 10 or more sacks in a season for a
and-
few places too.
And he was a first-round pick, right?
I think so.
Was he not a first? I think he was a first-round.
I'm pretty
I forget
sure he
who
was.
a first-round pick for, but
The Texans.
Texans, yeah. All right, so Chiefs are getting 1.5. Now, any sane person would take the points with the Chiefs, but me, out of my friendship to you, am
You're
laying
not
the
sane.
1.5 points. I am not sane. I'll lay the 1.5 with the Eagles. I took the Eagles in my confidence at a big old 1. What do you got?
I
Brandon?
have Chiefs plus 1.5,
Yep.
and I have Chiefs 1.
There we go. So we're the definition of head-to-head here. One of us is going to get a point, presumably, unless it ends in a tie. Well, no, can it? I guess regular season can end in ties.
Yeah, I guess you would just get 0 points if they ended it in tie, right?
Sure. I don't know.
I assume so.
Another interesting game, one that I want to keep an eye on. Brandon Stokely presents Broncos at Colts. So this game is in Indianapolis, but it's starting at 4:05 Eastern time, or
3:05 our time.
local time. 3:05 our time. Is Indianapolis Eastern time or Central? I can't remember.
I think they're central.
Colts are getting 2.5. I took the points with the Colts. But I took the Broncos with my confidence at a 14.
Broncos minus 2.5.
Okay.
Broncos 10.
10. All right. So Donnie, best of luck to you. I'm interested. Now listen.
Colts?
I took the points with the Colts.
Yeah.
But I took the Broncos in the confidence 14. Now listen, if Danny Dimes has a game like he had against Miami, against the Denver Broncos, I'm going to be unsufferable next week.
Oh yeah. We'll see how that plays out.
Yeah. Yeah, Danny. They might make change out of Danny Dimes for all we know. All right, here's the last late game on Sunday, or late afternoon game. Panthers at Cardinals. This one brought to you by Eric Metcalf. Cardinals are laying 6.5. I'm going to lay the 6.5 with the Cardinals, and I'm going to take the Cardinals at a 7 on the confidence.
I am going to take the points with the Panthers.
Okay.
And I took the Cardinals in the confidence for 14 points.
All right, so you doubled up. I went to 7. You're going 14. Okay. I will say, I do believe it was the Cardinals. Cardinals went to Carolina last year, and that was like one of the first games Bryce had, where people were like, "Oh, he actually might be good." But for what that's worth, so we'll see. We'll see how that goes this time around. Sunday night, Vikings get a back. Waiting all day. Vikings get a second in a row primetime game. They host the Falcons. It's brought to you by Wade Wilson, not Deadpool, but quarterback Wade Wilson. Vikings are laying 4.5. I'm going to take the 4.5 with Atlanta, but I'm picking the Vikings in my confidence at an 8.
I am also taking the Falcons in the points. We should also point out that this is the rematch of the national championship game between J.J. McCarthy and Big Penix.
It is, yes. That was the advertising done by NBC, because I think you and I were talking about, it's like, well, why is this the Sunday night game? Other than the fact that you can't get Eagles Chiefs, because CBS or Fox, whoever's got it, Eagles Chiefs is like, nope.
I'm gonna say Michael Penix gets his revenge. I'm gonna take the Falcons. Falcons for 5 in this one. In
the confidence, okay.
Yep.
So we're both taking the points with the Falcons. I'm taking Vikings at 8. You're taking Falcons at 5.
Right.
And sorry, we're both taking Falcons in the spread.
Yes.
Yeah. Vikings at 8. Falcons at 5 in the confidence. All righty. All right. Our favorite thing, a Monday night doubleheader. We'll start with Buccaneers at Texans. This one brought to you by another Immaculate Grid legend, DJ Swearinger.
Saints legend.
Saints legend. Yeah, of course.
He also could have brought us the week 1 Saints Cardinals game.
He could have, yeah, absolutely. Texans are laying 2.5. I am definitely taking the points with the Bucks.
I'm laying the points.
You're laying the points with the Texans?
Yep.
Okay, who are you taking in the confidence?
I'm taking Texans for 3. We're head to head on a lot of these, aren't we?
So you're taking Texans for 3?
Yep.
So I'm actually taking Texans for 9.
Ooh.
I don't feel great about it. You said you laid the points with the Texans, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, now that I'm looking at, because I did this. I don't remember when I did this, but now I'm looking at it like, I actually might just change it to Tampa for 9, honestly. But no, I'll keep it. I'll keep it at Texas for 9. It's fine. All right. Last, but certainly not least, the second part of the doubleheader. This is going to be Chargers at Raiders, brought to you by Malcolm Richard Wood, or as his friends would call him, Dick Wood. Raiders,
Right on the screen.
Raiders,
There he is.
Raiders are getting 3.5 points. I'm going to take 3.5. What about you?
I'm going to lay the 3.5. I'm going to take the Chargers.
Okay, so I am taking the Chargers in my confidence, and I have them at a 10. I'm guessing you're taking the Chargers. I don't know what you have left. What?
I have 11 left. Chargers for 11.
You'll go to 11. Okay, very good. Yeah, I think it's kind of a shame that this game's going to be on late on a Monday night, because I feel like this could be a really, really good game. Or at least for nothing else, it would be an interesting game,
Right?
just to see how the Raiders hold up and see if the Chargers can repeat their
Yeah, but
performance.
it starts at like 9:00. I'm going to bed.
I mean, I'm not even going to make it through the Tampa-Houston game, let alone.
I know. There's I got no chance of getting to this one.
Yeah. Yeah, let me just check those times real quick. Okay, so my apologies. So the Bucks-Texans game starts at 6 Central.
Yeah, they always start when there's a doubleheader, they
Okay.
always start that first one early.
And then the as you said, Raiders-Chargers starts 9:00 our time. So yeah, I'm not going to see that. Yeah. I will not see that. All right, so do we have we got all of our picks in?
Yep.
Okay. We got the college picks in. I guess we need to move on to our
Oh yes. Our
Georgia's
other
getting
segment.
upset. We gotta do Georgia's getting upset.
Where are you, George?
This is not good. Worlds are colliding. George is getting upset.
You got one, Paul?
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't hear the drop. So I'm going to kind of cheat for this one. I'm going to take the Patriots over the Dolphins because that's technically an upset, given
Okay.
it's a 1.5. The Patriots are getting 1.5 points. So I'll take that as my upset. What about you, Brandon?
I'm going to take the Seahawks traveling on the road to Pittsburgh. I want to say that they bounce back after their loss to the 49ers, get a win in Pittsburgh.
So you're doubling down. So Train can be mad at you
Twice.
Yeah. All right, so let's move on to the lock of the week.
Jerry, it's a lock. Kramer, you've had this thing under control for almost 3 years. Jerry, it's a lock. Kramer, you've had this thing under control for almost 3 years now.
All right.
You want to go first on this one?
I'm going to take the. I'll take the Rams over the Titans.
Okay. So do Rams over Titans. So yeah, I should point out this is the second week in a row you've taken someone to beat the Titans as your lock of the week.
That's going to be my strategy. Just pick against the Titans.
Just pointing it out. I am not going to take 49ers over Saints as my lock of the week. I did without the Purdy and all that stuff, injuries and all that. I didn't want to just every week just do the team playing the Saints as my lock of the week. I am going to do. I mean, I guess the easy one would be Ravens over Browns.
How good do you feel about that, though?
No, that's why I'm gonna boom twist again. I'm gonna go Lions over Bears as my lock.
Ooh.
Sorry, Andy. Actually.
Andy,
I probably just did you a favor.
The Bears will probably rout them this time.
Yeah.
All right.
Caleb's going to have his best game of his career.
And we need an eliminator pick for this week.
We're not doing. Do you want to do Ravens over Browns?
So
everybody's going to be doing that one.
Yeah, that one's 27% of people are using that one.
I thought it'd be more than that.
I
mean, what are the other candidates? So you did Rams over Titan. What about Bills over Jets? Do you want to?
Bills over. That's actually not a bad one, actually. 6% for that one. That one's not as bad. I kind of like that, actually.
But like you said, there's a chance of a letdown, and the Bills are subject. Bills are subject to that. I think they've done that in the past. So the only other one I could think of, so you got Ravens over Browns, Bills over Jets,
49ers over Titans. 49ers over Saints. I don't feel as good about the thing with that is you're missing. I know.
Yeah. Could I interest you in Vikings over Falcons?
I feel like that's going to be a tough one. I actually don't.
Okay. How about no? Because we actually want. Yeah, I was going to say you could do Eagles over Chiefs to jinx the Eagles, but that.
I kind of like. I actually don't mind Bills Jets here.
Okay, we'll do Bills over Jets.
Okay. I told you I'm also doing my own. Last week I took the Jaguars to beat the Panthers. This week I'm taking the Broncos over the Colts.
Okay. Shout out to Donnie. We should also point out the Bills have a short week because they'll play at New York and then they have to go back home for a Thursday night Dolphins. So I don't know if that'll make a difference this week, but just thought I'd point it out.
So we took Minnesota. Is that who we took?
No, I thought we took Buffalo. I thought we took Bills over Jets.
Okay, now I have to go look again. Now I got confused. I guess I got confused.
You got your rods and cones all screwed up.
Yeah, they're all screwed up. Oh, I'm in the wrong window.
While you're looking that up, I didn't want to kind of keep track of this year too. So in week 1, there were I want to say it was 11 one-score games. I don't think that's right. Hang on. How many one-score games were there? So there were 1, 2, 3, and I'm defining one-score game as 8 points or less.
Okay. So including that 2-point conversion.
Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
You're correct.
9, 10, 11. There were 12. There were 12 one-score games. The team, and so I kind of want to keep track as the season goes on of like teams' records in one-score games. So the teams that won a one-score game: Cardinals, Bills, Bengals,
Eagles.
Broncos, the
Eagles.
I'm going alphabetically. Sorry: Raiders, Chargers, Rams, Vikings, Eagles, Steelers, 49ers, and Buccaneers. So I'll just keep track of it.
We did choose the Bills. I don't know.
Okay.
My brain just shut off.
Well, no, because I suggested the Vikings at one point, and then you were kind of like, yeah, I don't know about that one.
The only thing that makes me nervous is like I know JJ McCarthy like came back and had a good game, but what happens if he like bottoms out again?
Yeah, I mean, it is the home opener. It's the Minnesota home opener.
That's true.
So, and it'll be fun. That'll be a good one to watch. We will not be doing a watch along for that one. but
No.
we probably do need to do another watch along at some point.
Oh, we'll do it. We'll definitely get another one going at some
We'll
point.
we'll sprinkle it in as we go. Okay, so next week we will have recap week 2, look ahead to week 3. We'll talk some college football. I don't know, see what else happens. I'm gonna have a teenager in my house this weekend.
Ooh.
My oldest is turning 13.
I was going to make another Jeffrey Epstein joke.
Oh, okay.
But I was like, okay.
Well, there goes all the follows we had.
That'll do it, folks.
Yeah, I'm out. Good night, everybody.
There is a G-bone. There's a G-spot.
That's a myth.
G-bone. It's a myth.
Okay, well, hopefully if you made it this far, you will check us out again next week. Until then, happy football, everyone.
Happy football.